Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Ideas. Today I'm showing you baby-sized overalls. So as you can see, I'm using some stretchy fabric, and this time I decided to do a different kind of inside fabric as well. Here I turned it inside out so that you can kind of see it too, but you can of course use bands or whatever else you like to finish the leg cuffs. And you can also alter the size and the shape, which makes it really great. For example, you can make this less round, or you can pretty much do any other alteration you would like. So let's get started. So you will need your fabric scissors, then some pins, any ruler, and a measuring tape too. Then 2 stretchy fabrics, one for the outside and one for the inside. Then any buttons that you like. So I'm using these ones that you can sew on the inside, so they won't be visible later, but you can also do bigger ones with a clip mechanism, those also work. And then you will need stretch or jersey needles. So I made a drawing to make things easier to understand and plan. So here is our baby, and first you need your measuring tape for taking your baby's or child's measures, of course. So that's the first step that we would do. First you need the length from the ankles to the neck. We're gonna call that the body size. From the neck and shoulders till the ankles right here. And if you're doing a band, you can do it a bit shorter then. So this is your first size you need. I labeled it with A. Then you need the C, that's the hip size, so the widest part of the torso. I labeled it C here. And then you need this measure here, so the distance between the crotch and the ankles. So that's where your legs are gonna be separated, so where it actually goes into 2 legs. Okay, so this is what you need to plan and cut out your 2 rectangles first. So 2 out of each fabric type. So actually you're gonna have 4, and you will need the half of the C size. So that's this one here. So just half of it. And then times this length A that we have here. So the body length plus the 5 centimeters that we can do the top section with, but we'll get to that soon. So when you have this, fold it in half along the line that I sketched, and then you can cut out the B size. And you can even do 5 to 10 centimeters less so that you have a bit of room for your diaper if you need one. So in case your baby is still wearing one. So this you just mark on top here, and then you just cut it out like I marked here with the diagonal stripes. This neck area you cut out a bit deeper than when we do other projects like t-shirts, but you can just take an overall that you already have and basically just copy both of these shapes. And also you can do this a bit deeper than there because the strap here would be a little bit longer. And I'll show you on the fabric itself. So I already cut it out. This is the outside fabric and then the back section of it. It was folded in half and then I cut it out. So first this leg section, and then the top, the cuts for the arms and shoulders, and then the neck here. And you see that I don't have a lot of length here because I cut it off. So in my case, I didn't have enough fabric, so I just left it like this. But my second piece, so I'll show you. This here is longer, or actually I pinned 2 additional pieces to make it longer because I didn't have enough since I needed this a little bit longer than it was. I'll show you later. You fold it over the other piece and you do buttons so that it stays together when you wear it, and that's the back section. So yeah, this here is the front and this is the back, and I'll do it from the back with the longer piece because I want it coming over the shoulder and the button will be on the front. And you do the same with the inside fabric too. So when you do that, I'll meet you for the next step. So now I'll connect the two extra pieces for my extra length so that I have it as one piece and so that it's easier to do later. If you had enough fabric, you won't be able to do this, so I'll show you how to do the next step. So the next step is to put your outside fabric with the pretty side looking towards you, and then take your other side and align it as nicely as you can with the first piece. You can pin or just directly sew as you wish. And do a stitch till the leg here on the bottom. And do the same on the other side. These you want still open, so just skip that section for now. And the same we're gonna do with our inside fabric, so just align the sides here and then we can do a stitch on there. The shoulders we will also leave as they are for now, and I'll show you how to do the buttons on here as well. So it's best if you can do this in a stretch stitch, or you can of course do a zigzag stitch. That makes the whole thing a little bit stretchier, and since the fabric is stretchy too, it won't rip when you wear it later. So as you can see, I turned my piece inside out, and I'll get my inside fabric that's still not turned. So I'll pull it over this, and I have to take care which side goes in which based on my straps. So that's how I know where my longer strap halves go. Okay, so I'll take the straps and I'll align this. You can use pins to keep it aligned if you'd like, and when you do that, then you can do a stitch along these pieces, and not just the straps but also the armholes, so I'll show you. So to the other side of the straps, so basically all open edges that you see on top, and we just do a zigzag or stretch stitch along all of the edges on the top section. Okay, so I pinned all the edges and I'll show you what it should look like. So you have here an overview of all the edges that we are going to stitch up so that we don't have any stitches visible on the outside later when we turn this inside out. So you see that this is inside out, so the pieces are turned pretty side onto the other pretty side, and then you can turn this inside out through the bottom side. Now that you finished this step, you can already go ahead and turn this. And make sure you do the corners nicely. You can take a pencil and push them out easier. Now, this is what you should have. Here are the edges on top, and you see that no stitches are visible this way. So you can do a straight stitch or a straight stretch stitch along the outside of the edge. So just along here. And when you do that, they will be aligned and will look a lot flatter. But that's of course optional, so if you don't want to do that, you can simply skip that step. So you see that our piece has an open bottom, so now we will take it apart like this. So this way you get both fabric types separated, and now you will first do the inside fabric. So align the edges, pin if you'd like, and close up the open edges. Make sure to leave an opening on the side so that you can turn the whole thing inside out. So just along this inside, and leave a little opening to turn later. And now that you did the inside fabric, you can repeat the same with the outside fabric. Just make sure you don't catch another piece with your stitch. So it's best if you kind of push everything inside and then do the inside stitch again. You don't need an opening here, the one on the inside will do fine for both of these pieces. So just along the inside again. And now that you did this outside fabric too, you can now turn the whole thing inside out through your opening. Take your time, make sure you don't rip any stitches. Take special care of the leg sections, and when you do that, you can get back to your opening and close it up by hand or with a sewing machine as you like. This is on the inside anyway, so you won't see it later, but I do recommend doing it with the sewing machine so that it doesn't itch your baby when he or she wears it. And now that we close the opening, so you see what we have, I also did the buttons, and I'll show you. I have ones that you just sew on by hand, and they're kind of hidden, but you can do any kind you have or want on here. And now comes the leg section. So I cut the outside fabric short, but not the inside, and I want to have this turned this way so that you can see it a bit. So I'll align it nicely first, make sure it's neat. push the edges a bit to the inside so that we can hide that too. And then I'll sew this by hand. And same on the other side. And the stitch on the bottom is now done, as well as our project. So we have an inside and an outside. So you also may notice that I didn't do an extra stitch that we could optionally do on the edges over here, but you can definitely do that if you like. I'll just iron over it, and I think it'll look good without a stitch as well, so feel free to do whatever you prefer. It's super comfy to wear. I think stretchy fabric works great with babies, especially with kids and babies' clothes. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the project. I hope you learned something new today. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to shoot a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you did. That way you can also stay updated with every new video that we post. So thanks for watching DIY Ideas. I'll see you in our next video, and until then, have a wonderful day. Bye!